I'm viewing and understanding my cameras as little eyes that are able to peer into the world that I exist within. And editing that down gives you a snippet of what happened, you know? Often in most mediums that I look at and that I lack experience in, and it's crazy to say that I still lack experience in filmmaking, but I feel like I'm finally starting to understand it in the best way that I possibly can. There were moments that drawing sort of became unlocked for me as I progressed and moved forward within that medium, and drawing only in pen for months at a time, a huge level up for me in the idea of not only enjoying the process of making a mark on a page, but also committing to each and every mark that I made, and being okay with the fact that they are quote unquote perfect or imperfect, that because that doesn't even matter anymore, because the fact that my hand laid a mark on a piece of paper, I am the artist, I put it there, I said it's there, that is where it should be, because I'm the one who did it. That's how I'm finally starting to understand filmmaking. When I set up cameras in the vicinity of everywhere that I am, there is almost no wrong way to set the camera up, because at at all points it's capturing audio that's going on, is capturing the ambiance, is like, by if I set up the camera facing the wrong way and it fucking misses everything that I'm doing, that's fucking B-roll, man. Like, that's it doesn't fucking matter, and then you can just cut it out if you don't like it. But regardless, setting up the camera give while it's recording gives you some flavor. I don't fully know. I'm just grasping this concept, and I don't even fully understand it, and that's why everything I'm saying probably is so tangled, and there is no wrong way to create. And I've said that before, and I'll say it again. There's no wrong way to create, and that goes also for filmmaking and the documentation of everything that I am doing. I came up with a daily practice for me to follow, and what I've discovered within kind of what works for me when I find that I'm having the most amount of friction towards a creative endeavor, that I'm trying to do this new thing more frequently, but I'm having a lot of friction because of my perfectionism getting in the way. I found that if I can schedule it and do it, make sure I do it the first thing in the morning, very, very first thing, and I'll wake up early for this, if that's what I need to do to slot it in. Uh, Ideally, it's 30 minutes at least, because there's that first 5 to 10 minutes is kind of the most slow and frustrating part of the process. I call it the friction, or like it's sludgy. I don't fucking know. It's something is in the way because you're not in the right mindset. You're not in the flow. You're not doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Your body and mind is trying to fight it every step of the way. And once you finally beat your will into submission and you start to you finally accept that this is what you're doing for the next portion of time, you unlock sort of an access to the being able to do the thing. You're now in the right mindset, and for me it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to even get into that mindset, and then knowing that I have another 10 to 15 minutes of doing it allows me to transition from fighting the act to actually doing the act. And for me, last week and the last few weeks has been drawing, because I've been such a perfectionist in drawing, in that if I would keep putting it off, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just do this real quick, and then I'll do that real quick, and then I'll do this real quick before I get into drawing, and then before I know it, it's 3 to 4 p.m. and already the sun's starting to set, or like moving in that direction, and I start to feel like I can start to talk myself out of drawing for that day because of this, because I pushed it off for so long. But if I get 30 minutes of doing the difficult task out of the way in the morning, it becomes so much easier to transition into it multiple times throughout the day. And as I drew more and more every morning, drawing has become easier as a whole. Before drawing, it was writing, but it wasn't writing creatively. It was just my feelings and my thoughts and my woes, and just like, this is what's going on, this is what I'm thinking about. It's just to get pen to paper, and I'm organizing my thoughts, and I'm taking these abstract concepts that are jumbled around within my brain, and I'm laying it out into a physical form, so that way they exist, and I can actually it feels like a light has been placed upon them, and now I have access to them when my thoughts are written down, and without them being written down, it's like a black sludge soup of nothingness that hints at it feels like eels within a dark pond, and the only access you have to them are when they brush up against your feet, and you try so hard to grab at them, but you don't have. They're slippery, they're slimy, and they release themselves from your grip every time you reach for them. And writing them down is like emptying that pond and shining a light on these eels, and now you have proof that they are fucking real, and you can move on to the next pond. My new morning practice that I will be doing for 30 minutes plus every morning, every day, is within reason. I'll have days off, it's okay, but more like 5 days a week. 5 days a week, I'm going to try my best to do this, and it's creative writing, and it's Dreadful Wake creative writing, and I'm going to actually write the damn story. God damn it! And as I've written it, like I wrote a little bit, I think 2 nights ago, and then I wrote this morning, and in this morning it was so much easier, and I had almost this need to continue until this short story that I was writing was finished. And because I in this time period of creating Dreadful Wake, I'm just doing disconnected little short stories within the universe of Dreadful Wake, and there's no particular set amount of short stories. There's no particular, I want to I want to peer into the world of Dreadful Wake from as many angles as I can. And to do so, I think it makes the most sense to show more than just one perspective. And it gives me the freedom to world build in a way that isn't just statistics. It isn't just making anatomical renders of these creatures and saying, well, they do this and they do that. I want to actually breathe life into these ideas while exploring the world of Dreadful Wake. Pretty soon, as I've unlocked the ability to draw at any moment, at any time, and I look forward to drawing now. At all times I look forward to drawing. At all times I look forward to tattooing. I am excited and know that I will look forward to writing. And I do, actually. I currently do. This is something that's very exciting to me already, and I'm ready. I'm ready to have the world of Dreadful Wake reveal itself to me, because that's what's really cool about actually sitting down and writing, is that as I move forward, it's almost like Dreadful Wake reveals itself as I type. and things make so much more sense. I've been writing tiny little bits in my brain, but they're none of them really stick or hold, it's more so how this has been happening is like I'll get like little flashes of an image, of a very fleshed out image of what I'm looking for, and just out of nowhere, it's like this really big scene that just like becomes very vivid to me, and I have to draw it real quick to reveal it, and then the writing happens and talks more about what's actually going on within these characters and within the world.